the best group boards to succeed on Pinterest? What about the best hashtags? And do you need to be pinning and repeating the same pins over and over using Tailwind to blow up your Pinterest account? Well, actually, you don't need none of them. And I'm gonna tell you why. My name is Tereza Toledo. I'm a Pinterest marketing expert. I help business owners and creators to build their audiences on Pinterest and, of course, to monetize. Make sure to watch until the end to learn exactly why you shouldn't be doing any of these three things that I've mentioned and what you should be doing instead so you can grow your Pinterest account. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more about Pinterest marketing. First, let's talk about group boards. Group boards are a feature that Pinterest has, that it has been created to allow people to pretty much collaborate. Group boards are excellent when, let's say, you're planning a party or you are renovating your home or even building a website, or even, let's say, for example, you are a photographer and you want to share with your client some poses, some photography ideas or video, anything. So pretty much when you create a Pinterest board, you can go ahead and invite someone to join. Also, this board can be secret, so nobody outside of the people who are collaborating with will see, or can be public. Whatever you pin to that board, the other person will see. Whatever that person pins to the board, you will see. So this is an excellent tool for a lot of things. A few years ago, some creators came up with the idea of utilizing those boards to pretty much grow their visibility, to get more views, to get more followers, to get more link clicks, and everything you can imagine. And for a certain period of time, this worked. And we even were talking about, you could find blogs talking about the best group boards to join, and accounts would create these group boards that would become gigantic, would have thousands of people pinning content daily. And that's also the time that we were using Tailwind communities and sharing and pinning and repinning everything and everywhere. And for a period of time, this worked. But this is something from 2017 and before. And right now, we know that this does not work. It is a great tool to collaborate with someone, to share ideas. However, it will not help you grow your Pinterest account. It will not help you gain traffic. It will not help you gain followers, link clicks, saves, anything. So instead of spending time trying to find the best group boards to join or even inviting people, I receive daily invites to random group boards from people who simply think that they should be using group boards. There is still a lot of content circulating on the internet, old, outdated content talking about group boards. So at the moment, no group boards. What should you do instead to grow your Pinterest account? Pretty much create valuable content. Make sure that your content has the proper keywords. Make sure your account is optimized. Make sure you continue creating consistently. Any of these done over time will give you way better results than any special group board would give. Forget about group boards. Number 2, hashtags. Oh, the hashtags. Every so often, somebody comes up, creates a video, creates a TikTok, or goes on Instagram, writes a blog talking about how amazing hashtags are, how they got excellent results with hashtags, and so and so. And usually they go, I used hashtags and I blew up immediately. No, this does not work. The main thing with hashtags is that, first and foremost, this is not a native natural function of Pinterest. You can find more in my previous videos about hashtags. The functionality of the hashtag, is not 100% on Pinterest, number 1. Number 2, when Pinterest users, pinners, go and search for something on Pinterest, they don't use hashtag in front of what they're searching for. They go straight for what they want to know. They drop their question, the problem they want to solve, or even what exactly it is that they're looking for, straight there on the search bar without a hashtag. So that means putting that hashtag becomes irrelevant, right? They're not searching for hashtags. Do you ever Google something using hashtag in front of your question? No. As a visual search engine, you just go and drop the question that you want to ask. At the moment, hashtags are not even clickable on Pinterest. When we talk about other platforms such as Instagram, such as TikTok, we search for the hashtags, and when we click on the hashtags, it sends us somewhere, right? When you type in a hashtag on a pin title, pin description on your Pinterest profile, they are not clickable. So they don't even change color. They are not hyperlinked. We every so often see Pinterest testing and trying them. At one point, we were seeing that hashtags, when dropped on a comment, on a pinned comment, they would hyperlink, but not for all accounts, for some accounts. So I am not going to tell you that Pinterest never tests, never tries the hashtags. However, at the moment, the functionality is not there. I personally asked this question in 2 Pinterest webinars, live events, in different occasions from different people, and both persons replied, hashtags are not a natural function, are not natural on Pinterest. So what should you do instead? Instead of course, wasting time trying to find what hashtags you should use, you should focus on your keywords. Every time you create a piece of content, every time you create a pin, idea pin, video pin, make sure that it's well keyworded. You have keywords on the pin title, through the text of the pin description. If you are using text overlay, on the text overlay, on the images and videos that you are displaying on your pin, on your board titles, board descriptions, use keywords. So instead of dreaming about hashtags, focus on keywords. Also, if you want to stay very current with your keywords, use the Pinterest Trends tool. It is a great way to find the keywords that are currently trending and what are people searching for. So let go of hashtags. And the third one, now this is a very important one. If someone is still recommending you to use this, please forget about them. They are completely outdated. And I want you to make sure you continue watching so you know exactly what you should be doing instead. And it is, should you still be pinning and repinning the same pins to multiple boards using Tailwind? Again, this is something that worked for a certain period of time. We used this back in 2017, 2018, even all the way getting closer to 2020 and so. However, over time, we would observe that whatever results we were getting with this were decreasing and dwindling. And Pinterest was giving us hints and we were like, okay, this is not working. So why should we spend time doing this? Pretty much Pinterest wants novelty. Pinterest wants new images, new videos. Not only Pinterest, but Pinterest users. Pinterest started telling us, we want to see fresh pins. And everybody would go, what is a fresh pin? Pretty much, fresh pin is a new image pin. A completely fresh pin would be a completely new image, completely new video, new link, and everything else. However, at the moment, it is a fresh image or a fresh video or a fresh idea pin, brand new imagery, right? So Pinterest wants that. Now, when you pin, create a pin, upload, and you schedule through Tailwind, repeating that pin over and over to different boards, you are not doing yourself any service. Pretty much Pinterest is able to read the image that you pin, and Pinterest knows that that image that you're pinning in has been pinned to your account already. Even if you upload the same image natively on Pinterest, Pinterest will see that. And remember, Pinterest wants novelty. So what we used to do, which was create one pin, right? And send out, we usually say 5 different boards on different days and mix and match on the schedule and all of that. That has been gone. We have been at the most pinning the same image twice with a huge interval in between. But honestly, for most accounts that we are working with, for client accounts, we are pinning each image once. And if that image is something that over time really works well, really brings us visibility, traffic, we go and venture and try to reuse that image. But most of the time when we do that, we either re-upload natively, or we change things around on the pin, or on the title, on the description. So what should you do instead? How can you achieve results without pinning and repeating with Tailwind? Now, first thing, you don't necessarily need Tailwind. Tailwind is pretty much a scheduler. If you don't want to invest on a scheduling tool, especially because at the moment you cannot schedule idea pins, you can only schedule standard pins and video pins. I would recommend scheduling within Pinterest. Pinterest has a free scheduling tool. Since you don't need to schedule your pins to so many boards and so many different dates like we use it to do this in the past, pretty much we use it to weave our pins, repeating our pins, new pins. It was a whole kind of crazy work that we put in there. We don't have to do that. So you can definitely schedule your pins using Pinterest if you like. Now, instead also of repeating the same image, take the time and change your images. So if you have one blog, for example, I would assume you have more blogs, but for each and every blog, go ahead and create 3 to 5 different images. If you want to do a little more than that, that's okay for the same blog. But those images, those pin images or video pins need to be different. And then you go and schedule them. If you have been following my content recently, you know that I am not recommending or even telling you that you need to pin too many pins a day. It's totally fine to create between 3 to 5, 7 standard pins a day. You don't need to go much more than that. So in this way, instead of focusing on quantity, I want you to focus on quality. So for each and every product, each and every blog, go ahead, create between 3 to 5, maybe even a few more pins using your templates. Swap those images. Get creative with the text overlay, right? You don't need any fancy template, but I want you to be creative. And then you're gonna schedule those. Don't schedule them all at once. You know, it's okay to repeat the same URL as long as you're using different images, but go ahead and schedule them. And if you have, of course, if you're batch creating, create also for more blogs, for more products, and then mix and match, create this schedule of pins with new images, and if using video pins, new videos. So this is what actually is gonna give you a better chance of succeeding and growing your Pinterest account instead of pinning and repeating the same content over and over with Tailwind. Now, make sure to watch my next video if you want to learn more about Pinterest marketing.